Podcasting live in a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
You're listening to
the Hi-Vibez Podcast with Timster.
T, the I, the M, the S, the T, the E, the R.
Listen up, y'all.
It's the Hi-Vibez Podcast. It's me, Timster, and the Hi-Vibe tribe in the house. We got Buffa. How you doing, Buffa?
I'm doing good.
And we got our mixologist in the house.
What's up?
We got some special guests in the house right now. Well, not really in the house, in their house. We got in Las Vegas, we got Joe. What's up, Joe? Yeah. Hand sanitize, motherfucker.
Bump in your elbow, not your hand.
Yeah.
Right.
Practicing social distancing.
And stop touching your face.
Why'd you say it? Now I gotta touch mine.
Is it the second most worst state in the U.S.?
Yeah.
We have Val from Washington.
According to this, yes, she still is.
That's messed up.
And all the way from, where the hell are you, in Virginia?
The East Coast. Come on now. Yes, I'm in Virginia via D.C.
We got video going on. She's wearing a Penn State shirt, so I don't know. That kind of threw me off. Okay. Yeah, Virginia. We got Norma in the house. Yo! How are you, Norm? What time is it over there?
11? No, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock in D.C.
So, Norma.
And I'm eating now because you guys are up.
It's Saturday.
It's happy hour. Anyway, you listen. Welcome everybody to the Hi-Vibez Podcast, and you know, right now we're just in the middle of outbreak, pandemic. Val, how are you doing in the second most worst state in the whole?
I'm still working. I'm still out there, so we're good.
Is it?
We're not.
So rain,
we're not on lockdown.
Rain, sleet, what is it? Snow, no COVID-19.
Yeah, no pandemic.
Yeah, no COVID, no Rona.
Also known as the Ige virus.
Yeah. Here it should be.
He's giving me an ulcer right now after today's press conference. So what's going on in Washington, Val?
Right now, we're not on quarantine yet. They have shut down King County. Not really shut down, but they're telling everybody to stay home. So we're not at the point where, we're getting fined for being outside yet. The parents here think that it's like spring break, so they're letting their kids just wander around. Yep. Some of them aren't taking it seriously.
That's the one that's killing me, man.
Yeah.
It's the same here. I watched parents dropping their kids off at Pearl Ridge yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you see the pictures of Waikiki Beach?
Oh yeah, that's
Waikiki is like crowded. Ala Moana.
I was talking shit about Florida, and then I saw the news. I was like, oh damn.
They have caution tape, like that's going to stop people from crossing.
That's going to stop the virus.
Caution tape. Yeah, let me just go under this.
Just FYI, the coughs here are not the virus. It's kind of like Val's thing. Just letting you know.
The natural herb cough.
Well, let me get mine. So the post office is still delivering. Matson is still working. Right. You guys aren't gonna starve.
So can you guys stop freaking hoarding Hawaii people? Stop hoarding the fucking toilet paper.
I don't understand the toilet paper.
No. Yesterday I went to the store to buy milk. Could not buy milk. Even the medical $10 milk was gone.
Oh my God.
All of the meats. It's crazy.
You know what they're gonna do with all that toilet paper?
What?
They're gonna toilet paper your house.
They're gonna wipe their butts. They're gonna wipe their butts. That's all they're gonna do. Say no.
I don't understand because
how much wiping of the butt?
It doesn't give you diarrhea.
Right.
Maybe they think that if they have a clean ass, they're not gonna get
probably diarrhea of the mouth. Maybe.
The truth is, everybody bought toilet paper because they heard that everybody was buying toilet paper.
Actually, that's exactly right.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna run out and like I mean, it's one thing to stock up so that you don't have to go to the store for a couple weeks.
Right.
But it's different when people say that they're running out of this or that.
That's what it is. When you go shop, you shop for 14 days. That's all you need to do.
That's
if
all
you run out of
need.
start on the 10th day, go shopping again.
Well, that's the thing.
That's
They're
all
not
we need.
shutting the stores down. So
Right,
what
they're
is
not-
the panic for that?
Yeah, they're not
Even
shutting
stupider-
the grocery
even-
stores. People are actually like fist fighting over toilet paper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Freaking Instagram videos are funny, man.
Even
Really?
stupider than toilet paper is
I'm just happy
the
about a
water. I don't know why
bidet.
people are buying water.
My
Put
mom
water
told
like
me
they
I
think
might have
the,
to send her toilet paper.
Really?
Oh my
I was like, what?
I don't understand
Oh,
the water.
no.
People are buying bottles of water like they think the
Yeah,
municipality is
well,
going to shut down.
they're gonna buy all this stuff and they're trying to return it after this is over, which Costco isn't gonna take it back, right?
A bunch of stores just made that announcement the other
Thank
day.
goodness.
I don't understand why would they take it back though, even after
Oh,
this. Why would they take it back?
you should see
don't
after
think-
hurricanes. Oh my God, line to get before, line after. It's like, gee.
I was like, people drink the fucking water.
Exactly.
Joe, how you doing
Drink
in
the water
Vegas?
out of your fridge.
Joe, how you doing
Or
in
your
Vegas,
house.
man? What's going on in Vegas?
I haven't left my house for a year, so I don't know the difference.
They actually just reported today the latest COVID-19 patient case is actually a Schofield soldier. He came from Vegas. He went. He
Yeah,
visited
that's what I
Vegas.
heard too.
He visited
I was
Vegas
reading that
on the
too.
13th. He was here in Vegas from the 13th to the 15th. He came back with symptoms.
That's probably not all
He
came
got
back.
tested on the 19th, and his results came back today. So that's like,
That's probably not the only thing he caught here.
It's probably the mildest thing he caught there.
so.
But
Is Vegas doing it right now? Is Vegas doing it?
yeah, man, Vegas. The governor came out, fairly early. There's like 2 rounds of like announcements for most of these places. The first one is like, everybody chill out and try to stay home. We're going to see what's up. I'm working. You're all laid off. The next one is boom, lockdown. The governor
Yeah,
here
he
said,
did it good.
The governor here said no bars, no nothing. All hotels are shutting down. There's no shows. Cirque du Soleil laid off 5,000 people. They didn't even
Wow.
mess around. They only have 300 people working there now. It's just staff. So yeah, the strip is dark. That's kind of what needed to happen. Just like
God, that must
California.
be such a trip to see.
And that was a bold
It is.
decision for
You can see
a
it
place
online.
like Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about lost revenue. That's why I don't understand when LA and New York and Vegas completely shut down, why Ige could be like,
Right.
Right.
oh, please don't come
Yeah, we're
here.
not shut down yet, but like you said, bars and restaurants are closed. All the restaurants are offering takeout.
Let's keep going.
Uber and DoorDash is the thing now. Leave it at the door.
all the
Yeah, but how do you know,
like,
like, those restaurants, the people at the restaurant
True.
don't
I
have
just
it?
watched a preview about that on the news, and they basically like you can't get it straight from eating the food for one because it's lung based, and if the guy drops it at your porch, the most dangerous part is if you have face to face with the delivery driver.
Right.
And then when you're opening the bag, maybe somebody sneezed on their hand and rubbed the bag, but wash your hands
No,
after you.
but it's
open
like,
the
what
thing
about
before you
the
eat.
people that's cooking the food, preparing the food?
That's what we're
It
saying.
might not be the driver, it might be them.
Yeah,
He was
so
saying it's
what-
not gastric, right? That's what you're saying. I mean, it's not a gastric.
Yeah, unless those people coughed on their hands and rubbed it on the box when they were making it, and you can't get it from eating the food,
But you could put it on your hands and then put it on your face.
so they're saying like
So
So they
food.
say, because this thing is still new.
Right. So, I mean, that's what people got to understand. Even though, I mean,
Oh, is that what they said?
it's droplet precautions. So anything, coughing, I mean, how many times? I mean, it always happens. Somebody talking to
Put
you
it
and
this
they
way:
spit
if
on
you're
your
over
face.
70, if you're over 70, you probably shouldn't call Uber Eats.
You should.
I mean, if you want to be extra careful, but
You don't even.
most people,
You don't even.
you
Yeah.
know.
Don't want to even go out.
Yeah.
Don't go out.
if you don't have
Well-
food and you gotta call them. Just wash
Well,
your
Sid
hands
just
after you
told
unpack
me.
the food.
Sorry, Sid just told me the food workers here before they cook, they get their temperatures taken.
Oh, interesting.
That's probably an employer. Probably employer.
Yeah.
That's everywhere here now in all the government federal buildings here in DC. Because if you think, all the federal government headquarters are all here.
Right.
So every building now is, you can't come in the building until they take your temperature, and they do vital. There's a screening process. They do that before you can go into the building.
So the Pentagon,
yes, everything.
Damn.
Is that staff and visitors, or just?
There's no more visitors.
Sort of
Any of the government.
Because right now, I
in
mean,
any of the government, any of the government agencies now, there's no visitor. They have a no visitor policy right now.
the hospitals are all different, because at the government hospital that I work with, they only swiping, and we're talking about forehead swipes. They're not testing the staff on entry, but they're testing the visitor, the patients. From the other hospital that I work with, they're swiping everybody going in.
Pentagon is not delivering food. Right? The Pentagon is not delivering food. That's not.
Shit, I live in Hawaii. Damn. And I want a freaking game show, and still not enough.
No.
You still gotta pay Uncle Sam, dude.
Jeez.
Yeah, right.
God had it planned. He's gonna give me a low-paying government job and then make me win, so I can kind of ease
Uncle
the
Sam
transition.
wants his money.
Uncle Sam wants his money.
Oh man.
Yeah, when I was there, they weren't gonna let me see my dad.
Oh, that was mess.
So,
yeah. Wow,
yeah,
that was crazy.
You know, I do have to thank that that floor manager there, that she worked hard to get me to see my dad at least 2 days out of that week I was here.
Where your dad is?
Huh?
Where's your dad? In a place?
He was at Polimomi.
Okay.
And then he got moved to rehab, and now my dad's trying to escape rehab. And we keep telling him he can't go anywhere.
Once you go black, you never go back.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Isn't that the line for the song?
They actually, like my dad, nobody has been able to see my dad.
Yeah, mine too.
Is dad? Where is your dad right now?
My dad's at Waihawa General.
He's still there?
At long-term care.
Oh, he's on the long-term. Yeah, no visitors over there.
So there's no visitors. But the sad thing is that they never warned the families. It was like 2 Sundays ago, my mom went to see my dad like usual after church, and they were told no visitors.
Yeah, they just cut him off.
And it's not like my dad can pick up the phone, or he can't move. He can't move. He has to be fed. He has 24-hour care. So it's not like he can talk clearly either. You have to kind of like put your ear by when he tries to say something and try to figure out what he says. So it's like we never got a chance to tell my dad what's going on. So I've been calling, and my brothers have been calling, and my sister, just to check on them and make sure that my dad knows that the reason why we're not there is because no one's allowed there.
Right.
So yeah, this is kind of sad because
they don't know what's going on.
I had a coworker at the same kind of like the same that's here in Maryland, and they had the similar situation, and now her dad passed away. So it's 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 kind of sad because you don't get to say goodbye to your family member.
Right.
You don't see them, and then the next thing, you're locked out for, like, she said she hasn't seen her dad in a week and a half.
No warning.
The families weren't able to see them, and then now the next call they get from the hospital is that he passed away.
Oh, that's
see,
that brings so it's like those are the type of things that's like really sad. But I also try to tell people, I think now it's like, I look at this as like, this is the time. I see people, because I don't have any social media, but my kids do, and they kind of post on our family group chat things people are saying, or just things that they see. And I see it on the news too, what people are doing to kind of like entertain their children being home because all the kids from college are sent home. So I'm like, I think this is just another way like to get people to bond with their family again because they don't have a choice now.
Yeah.
I might kill my husband.
That whole story brings it back to the point of this whole shutdown everywhere. It's not because people are dropping dead left and right. It's so that we stop the rush on the hospitals and protect the old people like that. That's why LA and everything.
From a frontline worker, we are being overwhelmed. I mean,
I know.
We are.
Hawaii, yeah. New York is emergency already.
We have triage tents out there, and my past work, we had 21 COVID suspect patients that came to the ER, and that's not good, man. I mean, and I work crazy shifts. That was from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Coming in at 9 p.m., we had 21 just to start. So
So Tim,
yes.
you as a like a hospital employee that you interact with patients and you kind of don't really have a choice because that's your job. How do you feel, or how do you what do you think about do you know that these patients are clear and not have a virus and not being around anyone that have the virus?
Right. I mean, it's like dodging bullets. It's like going to work and trying to dodge bullets shot at you. 21 patients that come, and we did get one of them. I had to actually scan one of them. So we got the protective PPE, all the tools that we need to protect ourselves. But even if they get tested, we're not going to get results. You can get the results as quick as 4 hours, but they have to test it in batches. That's why some of these test results are not till a few days later. So all the numbers that are reported today, those guys were tested Tuesday or Wednesday.
Days ago.
It's all past tense.
Mm-hmm.
They have. I think I read an article. I kind of stopped reading. Social media is so fucked up right now, but they have like 300 specimens just waiting to be resulted. So the number right now is 48. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be 100 by the end of. I mean, if Ige's not locking it down and continue to bring whatever, I mean.
But you know what's crazy is that you keep hearing these things about while people are waiting for their test results, they're wandering out and infecting other people. And
exactly,
I get it. You're bored, but hello. God, you got to have some patience. I saw today that there's a new test that can be as fast as 45 minutes, but Jesus, these people have to kind of consider, the rest of us.
Going back to your question, Norma. So I don't know. The patient that I scanned, I don't know if he's going to be reported as positive. I got to go back work and figure out if he did turn positive. And I got to come home. And I got to come home. I got to come home to my family. And I got my mom in a foster home. I kind of.
That's where it gets dangerous, right there. Like Tim's flesh is not going to start falling off his bone if he gets it.
Well,
but
I need to.
None of us want it. But we got to remember we're staying in the house because we're protecting old people. And
Yeah, exactly.
It's not because
other people
the zombies
don't think that way.
Yeah,
and
this
if you get it,
shit is stressing me out 24/7.
Well, I haven't gone home to see my parents in over 2 weeks.
You shouldn't.
I call them.
Good for you.
I just call them, and I tell to make sure to. And it's hard because old people, like my dad, y'all know my dad. He is the most stubborn person there is and refuses to not stay home. He'll go to the commissary and I'll scream at him. It's like, just tell us what you need and we'll go get it. But he won't do it. He's like, I'm not broken. I can do this.
My dad does FEMA work half the year sometimes, but he still was like, my mom said he's going to make a careful trip to Lowe's, and I'm like, there's no such thing.
Right?
Everything you touch is dirty.
Lowe's delivers. What do you want? Some plywood for the house? I kind of get it because I went to
building
the store.
a clubhouse, Joe.
How many of you guys did this? You went to the store, you got everything. The next day, you're like, let me just go see what they got one last time. And then the next day, you're like, okay, I'm gonna get some ice cream, and then I'm out. And then I'm, you know.
No, I haven't. I
pick
went
a
out.
point.
I only went out last Sunday, and then I went out today. And I go in, get groceries, and get out.
Do you have any old people there, by the way, Paul? You just live with your husband, right? No, I'm just asking. I'm asking if you have any exposure to elderly, like are you in an apartment or?
Nope.
Yeah.
It's just me and my husband at home. All my kids left.
Yeah.
So Norma, are you on? Do you go to work every day too? Are you
No.
essential? Oh, you're not. Okay.
We're essential right now, but if we could do our job from home, we're only
okay. That's what I was
to
thinking.
stay home to do it.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to deploy people out, that has to go out to affected communities when they're like Iowa just declared they had a big tornado and flooding. So there's fires. It's like we have people that are going out to those because FEMA responds not only to natural disasters, but anything that's going to affect the nationwide. That's why they're in the front line of this pandemic. Yeah. So I have friends that are all over our region office. Like Hawaii falls under Region 9, so their headquarters is Oakland, California. So they're on 24 hours right now. And then they actually, I think they're going to just day shift just to minimize people. But all the watch centers are on call. This thing is new. It's new. Mm-hmm. Everything they're doing is all studies. They think they got something, and then somebody else come up with something different. So there's a whole lot of people trying to find cure and trying to find some vaccine for it. Yeah. So that's why I kind of send you guys the website that I sent you guys.
And what is that website? For the people listening right now, I mean, where you go on social media, you hear everybody say, "Oh, my boss said this. Oh, my friend told me this. Mm-hmm. Oh, look what I heard. My friend's son went to the ER and they heard this." CDC, Norma, where should these people be going for the information?
You can go to FEMA.gov, and on that site, there is a coronavirus rumor control icon there. You can look at it. If you hear anything, you just click on that, and it'll have like the myths and the truth of what's going on. They're kind of like they're updating that
website will tell
day.
You how to take care of yourself too.
Yes, and it has everything on there that you need to know. So if you hear anything or see anything on social media, I know a lot of people are texting me like, "Hey, is this true? Is this true?" And I'm like, "No, stop believing that. That's not true." And then just so they created a website yesterday just for that to control all the rumors because I think that's why people are going in panic.
Those rumors are freaking me the hell out.
The CDC has great information about how to take care of your home and if you get sick and what happens if this happens as far as the health goes.
I think those are my two go-to websites. I mean, was mainly the CDC, but Norma just educated me on that FEMA thing, and I looked
Joe
at it.
Rogan.
I like that.
Don't forget Joe Rogan.
The Joe Rogan podcast, but no, we're talking about the Hi-Vibez podcast right now.
That's right. Hey Norma, what do you think it'll take before the president shuts the country down?
He already did.
The reason why I think he's not going to is because every state has their own. Like it's not all the states are not the same, right? So they're leaving it up to the governors and the mayors that it's their state. They should know. They know what they're going through. So I think you as a voting person, registered voter there in Hawaii. I mean, those are things you bring up to your councilmen and your representatives, and their office is still open, so you guys email them every day if you have to.
Not right now because a senator went to work with COVID, and when he got tested, he still went to work, and then when he was told he was positive, oh, by the way, everybody, I'm positive. Let me go home now.
Yeah, but that's
so they shut down.
Like your Hawaii representatives like Ige,
Your Lieutenant Governor.
They shut the Capitol
email
down.
the governor.
I just got a text just now from a friend of mine that works with the state with Hawaiian Homelands, and he said, "Yep, crazy times. I think a wholesale state closure is next." So
Jeez, I was waiting for
coming.
that today.
What does it mean it's next? If Ige didn't do anything today.
Well, my concern, the reason why I asked Norma is because, let's say we do a state, just our state of Hawaii, we shut it down. And then 30 days, we've got it nice and calm. 30 days later, we open it back up. But someone from another state who didn't do a shutdown comes in, brings it back.
China's already having that problem
again.
China's having that problem now where they have a second wave.
Right.
And that'll happen.
So that's what I'm wondering is, do we need to just say, you know what, like Italy, stop until we got it under control, until this is something...
I think so. People have to be forced to stay home.
Yeah.
That's what I think too. Everybody should be forced to stay home, period.
Forced to stay home, wash their fucking hands.
I don't know.
Wash your fucking ass.
Where are 20,000 people a day coming from to go to Hawaii? Where are those fucking people coming from?
But I think today Hawaii airports are all closed now.
No.
They're not closing them.
No.
They're quarantining people now, but they're not till Thursday. So up until
for
Thursday.
the next 5 days, 20,000 people can come and do whatever.
Right. But here's the thing about quarantine, okay? And this is what I was telling Tim. So you're going to be told as a tourist, come here, self-quarantine in your hotel room. Who's watching them? Who is to say that person stayed in his room for 14 days?
Yeah,
right.
The governor wouldn't answer that question.
And why would you want to go in that hotel after that?
Right.
He says they're waiting till Thursday to give people time to realize that if they do come, it's going to be shitty. But we all know that he's lining his pocket, because right after he talked, the guy from Disney talked and the guy from Hawaiian Air talked.
Right.
Exactly.
And then the union talked.
Industry partners.
Wow, that was like trip out when I saw the private sector guys come in. It's like, hello.
Yeah, like fuck you talking to the state,
So we'll be like China. We'll just have wave after wave after wave. If they don't shut down the nation.
Well, look, let me say something real quick, if you don't mind. Before the second wave, let's talk about the first wave. And Norma made a good point that this is new, and we can only learn from day to day. And what everybody's trying to learn from right now is Italy and all the series of mistakes that they made, because they're way worse than China. And Hawaii is uniquely positioned to make the same mistakes. We saw it today. They made some of the same mistakes Italy made 3 weeks ago. And then some of the points about Hawaii is they got the sixth oldest population in the country. They're the number one in multi-generation households in the country.
Yeah.
You got Kapuna living with everybody everywhere. And there's a bunch of other I could go on about, but Hawaii needs to lock down now. They need to be looking at Italy every day and be like, what do they do? Let's not do that. What do they do? Let's not do that.
When we're looking at the country counts, and I was just showing this to them, China's number one, of course. Italy's number two,
No,
of
it's
course.
not. No, it's not. No,
China is
China's
two
not
now.
number one in deaths.
Oh, no, I'm talking about in the total count. I'm just looking at the counts right now, not in
Or
deaths.
deaths, of course.
Oh, yes, deaths by far Italy has passed China.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there are almost
Italy already
5,000 deaths in
surpassed
Italy.
China.
Yes.
With
U.S.
1/5 of the number of cases.
in the total cases, the U.S. is third now. U.S. was way down before. Now we're third in the total count in our country.
There are a lot of countries not letting U.S. in now. In their countries.
Smart countries.
I don't want to let the U.S. in now.
Wait.
I'm like, what
Trump-
the hell?
Trump locked down the country like 3 days ago as far as visitors. And then Hawaii is so unique. It needs to think of itself in this situation as its own entity.
But until everyone has this under control, we're gonna continue to have this problem. So we might get it under control in 30 days, and then we open our airport and then we'll have it again.
I'm telling you that I don't think you're going to have it under control in 30 days.
Oh, I don't either. I'm just saying that's the magic number that they keep throwing out, right? It's 30 days. We're going to do this for 30 days. No, you're not.
That's Hawaii, or what are they saying?
Well, other states too. They're doing 15, and some people are saying, okay, we're closing this for 30 days.
But other states are doing a lot more than Hawaii.
Oh, by far.
Hawaii's not doing anything about it.
No,
They're like, you can still go to the beach. You can still have.
I think the other islands are doing more than what Oahu's doing.
You know what? That's what I was reading. I was reading that Kauai and is already on lockdown, and the mayor there already ordered. Curfew. And Kauai has the least amount of infected people.
Yep.
Except Molokai.
I think they have 2 or 3 or something like that.
Well, and those two came from Maui, and they knew that they were suspected, and they still went. Mm-hmm. Molokai has 0, and Molokai is saying, "Don't come."
Big Island has.
That's what I'd be like him. I'd be like Molokai too. Be like,
that's right.
Keep your germs on your side of town.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how high this 48 number will be till they do the shutdown.
I know.
I mean, how high are we going to?
I'll tell you what every other number has been, Tim. The last 2 days in Hawaii were 11.
What's the death rate in Hawaii right now?
0, I think.
They're saying 0. Yeah.
So I think until there's death, I feel like that's what they look for and wait for.
You got to remember though that the deaths
toll.
happen several weeks after the cases. So you say as soon as there's a death, and then compare that to the total number because it's like a bridge. But right now, there's 11 today and 11 yesterday, and most of them every 2 days. It goes up basically by the Fibonacci thing, the golden ratio, 1.6 every 2 days until it starts doubling.
Oh, last week we were at 10, right?
Tim, the 11 people that got it today that were tested positive today, when did they catch it? Is a medical guy. Today's the 20th.
I would assume that they were tested.
At least.
No, when did they catch the virus?
I don't know. I don't know the details on when they first had symptoms to the date of testing. I don't know that.
They probably had symptoms 3 or 4 days ago because it takes 3 or 4 days of symptoms to where you're going to go to the hospital.
I mean, if we're looking at the Schofield soldier, he took a whole week to get results.
Well, we're also only talking about the people that show symptoms, the people that do end up in the hospital. How many of these are asymptomatic that are just passing it on to people that are going to be symptomatic?
The carriers.
Those people had 2 weeks of no symptoms before they got symptoms, and then they got another week before they got tests.
I think if I read correctly, from the day of getting infected to the day that you get symptoms is 4 days, but the contagious stage starts at the 3rd day. Yeah, so you're contagious before your symptoms. So
you can also have no symptoms.
Say it again?
Carried around. You can also have no symptoms. You can have it for 2 weeks and it goes away.
You can be a carrier, just a carrier and pass it on.
So right now Hawaii's not testing anybody who's asymptomatic.
Right. So you got 11 people got it today and 11 people yesterday. Those people probably have had it for 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks. And they're just the tip of the iceberg. Wow. And so people are still moving around on Oahu, where you got 5,000 people per square mile.
Shut it down, Ige. Shut it down.
I don't know how much more we got to beg.
And that's what you guys have to do is like every office, every governor, mayor, like those government office, they all have an external affairs, public affairs office that monitors all the social media postings for the agent for their office. So you guys need to post and have it, because if enough people in Hawaii
What's up, Joe?
So when we got cut off, Norma was making a good point about, make sure you hit your social media about your politicians. But I wanted to mention on top of that, especially in some places, the politicians aren't driven as much by what you think they are, but If you leave comments on Hawaiian Airlines and Disney, Aulani, and Ko'olina, and resorts like that, this is, commercial boycotting is a lot faster and more effective sometimes than politicians. It reminds me of the marches they do every Friday with Greta, the environment. If all of those kids that marched, not all kids, but if they all got together online and said, hey, let's stop eating at McDonald's every Monday. No McDonald's Mondays. McDonald's would come out with a veggie burger the very next day, and it would help the planet immediately or whatever, right? But just yelling at politicians is they want to know, and they want to know what the people think, but they don't necessarily act upon that. So go to Hawaiian Airlines and say, I can't believe you're flying 20,000 people to our island every day. Go to Disney and be like, why aren't you putting our kapuna up instead of these tourists?
Yeah, you can see how much the mighty dollar means to them. I mean, obviously that's where the power lies.
Apparently, because Ige let those people address the public today. That was insane.
That was crazy.
What the hell?
That just
who's in charge over here?
Well, it's the same as it's always been, actually. But
that's a great point, though. That's a great point. Boycott Aulani, Hawaiian Air. Wow. And whatever that union was, local. I don't know what Local 5. Wow.
And they're not the only airlines that are doing this. If I was to ask the governor one question, it would be: do you have the authority to stop tourism from coming in? Do you have the authority to do that?
He can.
Okay, then he's acting like he doesn't. He's acting like, everybody I'm seeing a lot of things in Hawaii Post that are like, stop the airlines. The airlines are dropping rates and bringing all these people. It's Ige that needs to not worry about money so much.
Worry about the people. And and only the people from Hawaii can do that. Only you guys can do that live in Hawaii. I try to update my mom and dad. I mean, my mom and my siblings on things so they could be active about it. But you have to do it as the Hawaiian people, the people in Hawaii that live there, that you don't want to get infected or don't want your family members and friends. You have to you have to really flood their emails on your concerns.
As well as the airlines and all that. Just write the airline guy that just spoke. How come the Department of Health guy didn't speak today? The Hawaii Health Chief. What's his name?
Yeah, it should be the health department that speaks and give the updates on what.
Well, I was waiting for the Lieutenant Governor, who was the ER physician.
Yeah, he's
they
an actual
didn't
doctor.
have time after Aulani.
Oh, God.
But he was left. He was supposed to be the front guy. He was supposed to be the one that's in charge of this whole thing. But Ige won't let him talk.
And there is a health guy. I got his name right here. But
Bruce Anderson.
Yeah, Bruce.
Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Of course, he's not saying anything special either. He's saying whatever Ige is like. We encourage people. We would like people to not come here.
Wow. He was appointed by Ige, so he's going to say whatever he's
And you know
This
what?
is going to make or break them for the next election.
Well, Ige is done.
Ige's out.
And
So
he knows.
Ige's just doing
He don't
whatever.
care.
Hawaii's got short-term memory.
Mm-hmm.
More pressing than that is this idea that Hawaii's first wave is just beginning this exponential rise. And you maybe don't want to wait for the governor to do things. You want to take it in your own hands. Isolate your old people now. Get it. Don't.
Well, we're doing that, but again, unless our state steps up, right? So I go back to work, my company starts up again, and then what?
Yeah, that's true. Because my son works for Sunrun, my son that lives in Hawaii, and he told me that the company doesn't want to lose money, so they're still going out putting solar system up.
Mm-hmm. And that's true. But like I said, for us, I mean, we've put our employees on this limited schedule where we're just putting in essential people to be there to answer phones. Nobody's coming into the office. We've shut all of our rec centers down. We've shut our offices down. But the problem is, So we go back on the 5th. We've been quarantined for 15 days from each other. We've cleaned our rec centers. We've cleaned our offices. We go back on the 5th. Nobody else has done it. So they're going to just come to the office with their...
What do you guys consider essential personnel?
People who have, without doing that job, that company.
Well, the listeners don't know where
I think number one is medical.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other one is groceries,
stores,
retail.
Right. No,
Yeah.
well,
the groceries, Foodland. And props to Foodland because they actually made specific hours for Kupuna to shop. So props to that company.
Yeah, Times did it. I think Costco is going to implement it.
Target also.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone, all the grocery stores here have done it. Now, the state of Maryland, because, of course, I live in Northern Virginia. I'm like 10 minutes from D.C., 10 minutes from Maryland. So the state of Maryland last week, they quarantined like essential people only. And they shut every restaurant, bar, everything is closed.
So did LA and New York. And
yes,
Vegas
they're like that. And they are doing it from the beginning before, like they did it before they even had 100 people, I think, that was affected.
Well, we did the bar shutdown and the takeout only.
Now, there's only certain places that have takeout. But I tell you, last weekend, I went to my cousin's house that lives about 40 minutes from here. And I went to Costco with her. And the Costco in her area, still in Virginia, there is a person that wipes the cart before they give it to you. Before they give you before they give you your cart, they wipe it all down, and you see them wipe it all down. Then they give it to you, and then there's someone controlling the lines to where you are like
6
you're
feet
not
away and all
up on the person in front of you or behind you. So it's like it's kind of like my cousin and I, we both work for Homeland Security, and we kind of like looked around and realized like, wow, it took something like this for people to literally be self-conscious about being clean and sanitized and and
personal space.
Yeah, the things that
social distancing.
We don't take that people take for granted or people don't pay attention to anymore. I mean, I even look at this as like people, because my daughter has like 2 kids, so I tell them like they live 10 minutes from me. I'm like, nope, nobody's coming over, no kids. You guys keep the kids over there. Everybody stay home. And she's like, what? And I said, Jack, this is serious, and she goes to work. She's essential. She's in the medical side too. But what I was trying to tell them,
let me know when you want to do some fun facts.
I'm like, this is literally forcing parents to spend time with their kids.
A lot of them realize they don't like their kids.
No, I think a lot of them realize that they haven't done, like they are, like my cousin lives in California and they're on lockdown, of course. She texted me, of course they're older, and now they went and they were quarantined at their parents, and she said they actually realize how funny their dad is, because all their dad's been making them do is clean. They're cleaning out the garage. They're cleaning out stuff.
You're right. Family bonding right now.
Right, but then there's people that are posting stuff like or complaining, because I have like the neighborhood watch emails also in our neighborhood, and I see people posting stuff like, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to go do whatever I want to do.
Podcast to talk
and I was like, what is wrong with these people?
Okay.
Norma, so, being in the position that you're at and all this stuff and
what
seeing what's going on.
What do you do over there? For the listeners to know.
Norma, you're what, Homeland Security, you said?
So,
yes. Or you
so
rather
I'm
not say?
So I'm at FEMA headquarters.
What do you do?
I'm an analyst there.
So being in the position that you're at right now, what do you need? What do you need to tell these people to, what do you need to educate the public with right now? If you have to, I'm giving you the opportunity to speak to every person here in the state of Hawaii. What do we need to know?
Well, the basic things that they're saying right now is you have to protect your family and your loved ones and people that mean something to you, that you cannot bring this home. And this thing is serious. Everything they're doing is they're testing. There is no cure. There is no, they're not sure. All the things they're trying, they're not, that's not the
learning
the
as they go. Just learning as they go.
They're learning as they go. So they need to take this very serious. They don't take this lightly, because if it affects them, they're going to affect someone that and people are going to die. People are going to get sick. People are going to die. People with that already have existing conditions. Right. If they have asthma, if they have, diabetes or whatever, because now when you start flooding and crowding the medical system or the hospitals, I was supposed to have a cleaning last week for my dentist. They canceled everything is canceled.
My eye doctor,
because
they canceled.
Yes, because this is serious.
It is anti-Marilani.
I can't even get my hair done.
Right. So this is serious. They have to take this seriously, because things that they're trying might not work for them, might not work for their family member. It might work for someone else, but it might not work for you. Right. So they have to take that into consideration, that, this is new. Stay home. Keep your family away. Stay away from your elderly.
In other words, don't form your own opinions.
Or have
that's what
something
you're
wrong
saying?
with them.
Are you saying don't form your own opinions about what you think is going on? Just follow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And follow the rules.
So what our agency is saying is that, act like you have it.
Right.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Act like you have it. Just pretend you have it, because if you have it, what would you do? Like, how do you react, and how do you treat other? You have to distance yourself. So even it's nice, and you miss your friends, you miss your other family members, but you're also protecting them by staying away.
Right.
And you're protecting yourself
Common
and
sense,
your family.
People. Common
and
sense.
And stop listening to rumors. Stop reading social media, and because there are people out there that are trying to make up their own cure too. They're not medical professions. They just everybody is trying to come up with something, and they're gonna post it, and that's just how social media is. So just look at the CDC website, look at FEMA's website. Those are the two agencies that's leading this effort, and that's the only way you're gonna get the best information out of those two websites.
Right. I agree. Those two websites are my go-to right now. Mm-hmm. I don't even look at KHON, Hawaii News Now, or Star Bulletin. I just kind of, I just Twitter. I kind of follow those types of things for my news. Like their Twitter accounts. I'm not looking at anybody else's one.
Right.
But I don't know if we can take a serious pause, but I got to know what Auntie Marilani's cooking over there.
There's a distraction. We got video going on the podcast, but you guys can see it. But Val is in the kitchen right now. It's hard to be serious. What the hell is she cook? What are you cooking, Val?
Sukiyaki.
Ah.
Hey, Val, you want a little bit of this?
Not too sweet.
Just right.
One of these, the Hi-Vibez Podcast. One of these days, we'll get some techie here to hook us up on some video and get it online. Oh boy, I'm just happy we got audio.
I was there, I would help you out.
Just right.
So Val, hey, so for what you guys are experiencing in the state of Washington, what do you think Hawaii needs to do?
They need to lock it down. You guys have more, all that tourists that's coming in and out. People are flying in like crazy.
Tim, I saw
Where are
there's
they
cruise
coming
ships
from?
there.
Every country in the world has this. Where are they coming from? That they can take a Hawaiian vacation?
Didn't we have 2 boats, 2 cruise ships out there?
I read
And
that.
we allowed
Ladies
8 of them. We
on
allowed
the
8 of them
cruise
to come
ship.
off.
You know, the thing is, those people got on that boat
Yeah.
while this was happening.
Correct.
Right. People don't want to give up.
Hey,
their
part of that
money.
reason is the boat would not give. My neighbors went on a cruise. The boat was not giving your money back.
Refunds.
Yeah.
And that's why you need to go. You need to get on the boat site and tell them what the asshole.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're not going to give them their money back.
Just
Hey, we all
another
know-
reason not to get on.
We
a
all
damn
know
boat.
cruise ships are nothing but floating germ.
I know.
It's a nice petri dish.
That's what I say. There are people that don't care. They just like, oh, I'm not going to stop my life.
Yeah,
just to-
exactly. We
Because
saved up for this.
there
We're going to chance it.
The companies aren't
there was
helping.
this, there are people I know, like
the companies won't give their money back, and so that people are. They booked that cruise 6 months ago, or their sister-in-law did.
Right.
And so they're kind of forced to go on it, but they're not letting them on the island, but they're letting 20,000 people a day land in Hawaii
Yeah.
for the next 5 days. And I don't care if they're quarantining them. You still got germs all up in that hotel now.
Yep.
That weren't there before.
Yeah, they don't freaking clean that hotel that good.
Nobody's
And-
forcing them to quarantine. Somebody's telling
the
them
way,
that's what you
let
got
me
to
ask
do,
you
but
this, let me ask you
nobody's
this.
standing there.
If those people are sick, if they quarantine them and they're sick, where are they going to go? To Tim's hospital, taking up an ICU.
Exactly.
That's why they shouldn't even let them. It's like, oh, we're going to quarantine you.
They don't.
Well, yeah,
they don't
but what if
even
they're
have
sick?
like a quarantine camp for these people. Where the hell are they going to put them?
Well, they're going to put the homeless in Ivale. That's even if they go
What's sad about all this is that people that do need to go to the hospital or the doctor, they do need to go, like people with diabetes that need their dialysis.
Right.
Or people that has heart problems that, they're going to have a longer time, and the process is probably going to be worse going into the hospital, and they might not make it just from the process of them getting admitted.
Right.
There's because of people that don't care, that's like just crowding up the hospitals.
You
now.
realize in Italy, the doctors had to make decisions. They had to say, let that person die, let that person live.
Yeah, anybody over
Every day
over the age of 79, we're not getting health care.
I mean,
doesn't matter. That's right.
we're overloading the ER across the state with all these suspect COVIDs. And then, I'm just going to let you know, at one hospital that I work with, I'm going to let you know, Waiwa, we only have one CT scanner. If I scan a suspect COVID patient in Waiwa, that CAT scan machine is down for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because it has to clear out the air. Yeah, for air cleansing and all that stuff. So if your neighbor or your dad or whatever has a stroke and needs a CAT scan,
right,
they got to go to the next facility over, and we're in stroke minutes count.
Yeah.
So
Well, the next one over is going to be full of COVID people anyway. Once it hits hard everybody.
No,
Right now,
other
New
than
York-
if COVID, I mean, that's one of the things too. We gotta educate people out there too. Is if you think you have the COVID virus, don't go to the ER.
Yep.
Call your doctor.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
he'll
they're
let you
telling
know.
them here.
Assume you have it.
Stay off the ER. You're not gonna die. I mean, you don't need. It's not. It can be It can wait.
That's what they're telling them.
Stay
out
home.
of the ER, call your doctor. And then I think they also have like some kind of e-doc where you can go online on a website.
Yeah.
They triage you from there.
That's all on the CDC website and FEMA.
Yes. See, there you go. 2 websites right there for you.
By the way, Val, when they said they shut down the bars in Washington, like all these other states, they said only the essential. And so they left the dispensaries open, right?
Yeah, the dispensaries are open.
Yeah.
Hey,
Legalize it, Hawaii.
essential.
Legalize
Your
it.
weed.
Can you imagine being in
Essential
Hawaii, you think they'll see you
services.
die?
The
Gotta legalize it.
cannabis.
Social services.
when Canada went on shutdown and closed their borders, cannabis sales went shoot up the ceiling. What am I going to do for 2 weeks?
But
No, they're open here.
Doing it. I don't know if they're like letting one person in at a time.
Yeah, that's how
because
they're
you're
doing it.
supposed to be 6 feet away.
In Vegas, they you call ahead if your store offers pickup.
Yes.
Then they let you operate because people are calling ahead and just going in
and just picking it up real fast.
They cannot go in. They cannot go in the floor.
Yeah, in the main. I went into Starbucks like right after when I got back, and they like had the whole inside. All the tables were all to one side.
Yeah, that's how it is here.
Everything. So, I mean,
California, Vegas, Nevada, Washington, Oregon, all those other states are leaving the dispensaries open. Because what else are you going to do for 3 weeks at home? You can only watch Netflix so long.
You're going to cook and get fat.
I'm looking.
Thank you.
Hawaii needs to legalize it.
I'm going to eat all of my food, and the 14-day supply going to happen in 3.
Yeah. Listen,
hey,
I couldn't freaking find spam.
I have a work group chat, and I've been posting all the healthy snacks you should be eating at home rather than.
Nope.
Norma, the skinny
and
bitch.
all the exercise tips that you.
I was kind of hoping she was going to say, I have this group chat and I get high every day before I go.
Dude, I work for the government. I can't be.
Yeah, she can't do that. Hey, so do I.
Ooh.
You can work for the state government.
Be like that movie Friday. We gonna get high today.
Yep. You ain't got no job.
You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do.
Yep.
Just don't get fired on your day off.
Yep. That would probably happen to me.
Yeah, and the post office, they haven't even deep cleaned anything.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, so don't touch the packages.
I know.
I gotta go wipe down my mailbox.
And, I don't know if Amazon has shut down.
No, Amazon.
Not yet.
I'm seeing Amazon.
I just shipped my shit, so. So I have to say right now, I saw your post, so I'm sorry, Val. It is me who keeps ordering shit online because I got nothing better to do.
I'm a big Amazon orderer too. I am like a Prime member.
Do you order like groceries on Amazon?
We don't have that service here.
Yeah, we don't have that here.
Was it Amazon Fresh or something like that?
So in Amazon's warehouse is right up the street from my house, and they're hiring. They're hiring right now, and they're giving the minimum wage is $17 right now.
Yeah.
I think Amazon.
Right.
Oh, that's not too far much from what I earn from the government. Jeez.
$17 for a freaking minimum wage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the minimum wage in Virginia is $17.
That's here in Washington too.
So if you all need a job, part-time job, up the street.
Amazon is
what is ours, like $10.25 or some bogus shit like that? And this is where we are.
The minimum wage is not $17. What Amazon is paying is $15 plus 2 in those 2 states. The minimum wage in Virginia is not $17. She's saying.
Oh no, I know, but I'm saying they're paying $17 because they're upping the minimum wage to that. So that's the least amount of money you can make there.
Yeah, Amazon. Yeah.
Hey, Sid.
Like Washington.
Not even when throwing Shaka.
Hey, what is up with that Shaka challenge I saw on LinkedIn with what's the comedian with Augie?
Oh, I didn't see that. No, it hasn't blown up yet.
Yeah, there's a Shaka challenge, like the different types of Shaka. And I was watching it, and it was like I don't want to really talk to you, Shaka. Kind of like, I don't really, it has like all the different Shaka expressions. I was watching that, it was kind of funny. I didn't know he was running for a city council seat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In my district. Represent me. Yay.
Oh, all right. So that's who y'all need to send. Send it to Augie.
There you go. He needs votes.
So look, the motto should be flat the curve, shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's how it needs to be.
Ige. Flatten the curve,
so y'all
shut
need to
it down.
send that to Ige.
That's a new
shut
hashtag.
It down.
Flatten the curve.
Shut it down.
I made a meme for you guys earlier, and I already put it on Ige's website.
What did it say?
Here, I'll show it to you.
No, it's
right
his essay. Joe's essay.
No. This is my meme.
Oh, your meme. Oh, I thought you.
What does it say?
Oh my God.
That's dog.
Remember how dog used to say ICE is killing the Hawaiians?
I
changed the C to a G, so Ige is killing the Hawaiians.
Oh my Lord.
So right.
Just change one letter.
Oh boy. Hey, let's go round table right now. Norma, what's your final words, Norma? Let's close.
My final word is stop the rumors. Don't listen to the rumors. Look on CDC and FEMA's website. You can get the latest updates on there on the coronavirus. Stay home. Don't go out unless you have to go to work. And stay safe. That's all I got to say.
Got it. Val.
And the rice, yes. Oh.
Round table here. Last one.
Wash your fucking hands. You really don't need toilet paper. In the Philippines, they have the tabo.
There you go.
Or a bidet. And essential personnel only. This is not spring break for your children.
Absolutely.
And there was someone that was barbecuing because they thought it was hey, vacation. Let's stop the spread.
Got it. With you. Joe. Round table.
I got two things to piggyback on Val. It's not about you and your kids and what you think is safe for you. The whole reason this whole thing is going on is to help the hospitals and the old people, not you. And the second thing is, as far as this Hawaii Vibez go, we really need to be looking at Italy. There's so many comparisons you can make to Italy from Hawaii.
Yep.
It's a perfect recipe, a perfect storm that could happen in about 3 weeks. Hawaii could be just, you won't believe it. Mm-hmm. And each family can do their own thing. They can put all the kapunas in one house and all the keikis in the other. You can do your own thing, but keep the pressure on. The governor's useless, sorry to say that, but keep the pressure on the airlines, the hotels, and the people around the governor.
Yeah. That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
Right on. Boof. A round table. What do you think? Last words here.
Shut it down. That's my
Shut
words.
it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Just waiting for that to happen.
And people in Hawaii gotta remember they're on an island. So it's like over here in DC, they can easily fly you somewhere if you really need something somewhere you need.
There's no ventilators.
There's not that many medical centers there that's equipped to take on a lot of people. So they have to think about that. It's a long flight to California.
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
Oh yeah.
How about you, mixologist?
I mean, come on, people. It's not about you. It's, boredom is not going to kill you. A lot of people cannot say the same thing about this virus. Mm-hmm. You got to use some common sense and common courtesy. Like you said, we're on an island, even worse. We have our own unique circumstances we have to deal with, but just compassion for each other shouldn't be something that we have to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Hawaii has Hawaii's number 10 as far as the fewest hospital beds per capita.
Exactly.
It's the number. It's almost the most worst in the country. It's the number 10.
Right, and I guess it comes down to me, and then you guys pretty much touched upon every point, and there were great points. So I'm just going to add on to that. If you think you do have symptoms or you think you're suspect, don't go to the ER unless you're absolutely dying. You're bleeding, you have a whatever. Don't go. But other than that, if you think you have any symptoms of COVID or whatever, call your doctor. You can contact your doctor 24/7. There's a physician's exchange. You can talk to your doctor and he can take it from there. But do not flood the emergency room with COVID, because I'm going to tell you right now, people with heart attacks, with stroke symptoms or whatever, please, that's what the emergency rooms are for. COVID can be taken care of in other ways. So, and I'm going to read the 2 websites, you guys. Don't social media, not your uncle, not your boss, or what I heard from my neighbor. Go to cdc.gov and FEMA.gov for all of your information. Hey, I want to thank Norma out in Virginia. Thank you. I know it's like, what, 5 hours?
6.
6 hours.
Oh, jeez. But you got that wine going on. I'm not worried about you. You got that bottle going on. I want to thank Val from Northwest. Hey, you be safe. Sukiyaki. We're bringing the rice.
Sukiyaki.
La 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 la.
And Joe out in Vegas. Thanks, man.
Hey, nothing happens in Vegas. Nothing stays in Vegas.
There's nothing going on in Vegas right now.
Nothing going on in Vegas right now.
And it's definitely not staying in Vegas.
Got to thank our Hi-Vibe tribe.
Vegas shut it down.
Yeah. They're smart. Smart, waiting for us. It's just a matter of time. Thanks, Mixologist, for coming in off the camera there. Mixologist, thank you. Bufa, thank you, Bufa.
Hey,
and
Tim.
Yes, sir.
The last number was 48 cases. Since we're halfway through the day, we got to assume that's 53.
Yeah.
Well, yep. It's going to be more. I mean, 1 week, 36. Yeah. Holy crap!
Yeah. I think it's way higher than that.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just...
We still got petri dishes cooking right now. So anyway, that concludes this episode of the Hi-Vibez Podcast. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning us in, and we'll catch you guys on next podcast. See you later.